Hi everyone, this is Caitlin, the Work at Home Mom Planner, and today we're going to be doing a budget with me for July 2018. Now we are a couple of days into the month already, as you can probably tell by my nails. It is the 4th of July, so we're getting a little bit of a late start, but I had to create my sticker sheet that I wanted to use first. And before I could do that, I had to figure out how I wanted to lay out the page. So now I think we're all set and ready to go. So let's just go ahead and get started setting up my stickers and laying out the page. So while I am setting up my stickers for the page, I just want to take a minute to kind of mention our budgeting style. It is not Dave Ramsey compliant. I do look to him for inspiration and motivation, especially when I'm trying to be more disciplined, but it just suits us a little better to be slightly more lax with our budgeting. We give ourselves a little more freedom for some personal spending and enjoyment, but I'll go over some of those things a little bit more as I put down my line items later in the video. You'll see here I'm just using a pen to lay out my grid, and so I have a column for bills and fixed expenses, and also one for variable expenses or categories. And then over on the right hand side, I am just putting a box for totals. Underneath that box, the rest of the right hand side, I didn't really have a plan for, because I was originally going to just use the single note page in my life planner. So I have a little bit more room here than I thought I was going to have. So I'm just kind of winging it with a few just fun little stickers for credit card payoff and savings and sinking funds. Okay, now for the fun part where we get to actually put some stuff down on the page. I'm going to be using my Pilot G2 in, I think I have the size 05 here, but I also use in 07 as well. I'm struggling a little bit because I didn't leave myself as much room as I wanted, and I couldn't get that sticker back up. But so I'm just putting down my categories first. We have mortgage, car payment, car insurance, electric, cell phones, internet, pest control, health insurance, Netflix, home insurance, which is annual, but that falls in this month. And let's see, we have a doctor bill for something my insurance didn't cover, and an urgent care bill that I thought I had taken care of a while back, but I didn't. Then we have savings and tithe as well. And then for my budget categories, we have grocery and household, gas and auto, home, personal spending, and here my daughter starts shoving stuff up on the table. Then we have credit card interest, which I create its own category for, since it's something that we have to account for. School taxes, and then unexpected. The school taxes, by the way, is a sinking fund. And then just kind of putting in the labels for my totals. Okay, now we get to do the fun part, the numbers. So I'm going to be referencing another sheet to double check all of my numbers, so just bear with me for that. This first income that I'm writing down is, that one's set in stone. That is a salaried income. So that's something we can definitely guarantee on. The second income item is going to be a side project that I'm completing, and me getting this second income is going to be pending actually completing the project by the end of the month and getting paid for it, which I think I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. You'll also see a couple of times in this video my pens were not cooperating, and I kept trying to switch pens, and I was getting very frustrated. So that happens a lot here, you'll see. Okay, so totaling it up, it looks like we've got $56 to work with this month. Now we'll move on to bills and fixed expenses. Okay, so mortgage we actually pay bi-weekly. So there are some months where we have 3 payments, but this is the total for 2 bi-weekly payments because 2 just happen to fall into this month, which is pretty typical, but it can change. So that is $786.38. Next we have car payment, which is my husband's lease. That is $250. My car is paid off. It's a 2009, so we only have the one car payment to worry about. Then for car insurance, it's $118.25. That one will change slightly each month, but it's generally around the same. I just have to double check the exact amount just for accuracy. Then for our electric bill, we're actually on a plan that evens everything out throughout the year. It averages out our payment so that it's consistent. So that's $34. That may get readjusted, but for now that is the cost that we can expect. Cell phones is $88.14. And that I'm going to probably call and lower our plan because if we're really disciplined, we might be able to get away with a lower plan, but we'll have to see. For internet, we pay $44.99. We do not have cable, so it's just the internet service for that. And then pest control, $69.12. When we bought the house last summer, we had a pretty bad carpenter ant infestation, so we had to have that taken care of, and now we're on an annual contract for monthly maintenance. I haven't decided if we're going to continue that past this September or not, but that's what we're paying now, and it's something that we kind of have to stick with because I don't want the ants to come back. For health insurance, this is just for my daughters, and it is $15. Next, we have Netflix, which is $13.99. I think it's a higher plan so that we can have more simultaneous logins because we actually share this account with family. And then we also use my brother-in-law's Hulu account, so we all just kind of share. We also have a home insurance bill this month, which is coming out of sinking funds, so that's why the total is $0. But I have the amount, $506, just written in as a comment to remind myself. Then for the doctor bill, it was actually for 2 different things combined. That's $130. That's already out in the mail. The urgent care, I thought I took care of a while ago, but turns out I didn't because I got a notice in the mail about it. So I called them up right away, and so that's that is already out as well. And then for savings and tithe, what we do is we have an auto draft. So every week, I think it's set to Sunday, but it comes out every Monday. So since we have 5 Mondays in this month, our $20 auto drafts total up to $100 for the month for both savings and tithe. Now, obviously, I really wish that we were doing more for tithe, but while we kind of get our finances straightened out, this is just what we're doing temporarily, and then we'll probably readjust that in the future. Okay, so totaling all of these up, we have $1,981.77 for fixed expenses. And now I have to figure out how much we have left over in the budget for these variable categories. So I'm just subtracting my income from that, and then the negative number is actually positive, but that's what we have left. So I'm gonna have to rethink my plans for this a little bit, just because we have some slightly irregular things going on. I didn't originally plan for either of those medical bills, so typically I would do $400 for groceries and household, but this month I think I'm going to be doing $350. I also have a few things to return that would fall under that category, so that can buy me back a little bit of wiggle room, probably like $20 to $25, but it will definitely help, and we will just be a little more diligent with this category this month. And you'll see I finally gave up on my Pilot G2s and went for a better marker or pen, which I needed to make sure didn't bleed through the page. And then for gas and auto, I put 100. That's pretty standard for us. That covers gas and then also Easy Pass or the odd oil change, things like that. For home, I put 200. Our house is old, but new to us, so we're constantly, putting work and some money into it here and there. For personal spending, I have 200, which may seem high for how tight our budget is, but a good amount of that is going to be investing in things for my Etsy shop, so I'm letting it slide for this month. And then credit card interest, this number pains me, but it is what it is, and we have to account for it and do our best to get that down. So now let's see what we have left over. Okay, I'm just gonna drop $100 into unexpected, because there's always something there to surprise you each month. And then our property tax sinking fund for school taxes, that is coming up at the end of September. And because of the timing of when we bought our house last year, we did not get a school tax bill, and it's basically just being tacked onto this year, so it's going to be a big one. So I'm gonna just drop $700 into that sinking fund, which leaves us with very little extra, but that's kind of how this month is gonna go. The property tax one is the only sinking fund that we currently have. I'm trying to establish them, and it's hard to keep up with things being thrown at you while you're also stashing away money for other things. So I am just kind of tackling my sinking funds as they come and put as much extra into future expenses as possible. So our categories total up to $1,750. Okay, so now I'm just kind of transferring all of the totals over into this totals box so I can get the ending balance for my projected budget. And doing the math on that leaves us with a whopping $36.79 surplus to put towards credit card payment or savings or whatever I'm going to be doing with it. Of course, we'll see at the end of the month once I put in my actual numbers where that leaves us, but you'll have to come back next month to find out. These sections I will probably wait to fill out until I have my actual numbers. So I hope you guys found this budget with me helpful and enjoyed it. I know that I really enjoy watching budget videos with real numbers and something realistic with a full slate of bills for a typical family. I've seen a lot that are hard for me to relate to because they're either not paying for housing, or there's something that's just atypical and it helps them out, whereas things are really tight with us. Come and join me next month because I will be returning to this budget and filling everything out with the actual total numbers from the end of the month, and then I'll be revising a new budget for August, and you'll get to see what changes, how I made adjustments, and just kind of how things are evolving. You can find me on Instagram at the Work at Home Mom Planner. I'm also going to be launching an Etsy shop soon where you will be able to find the sticker sheet that I used here, and I will also be including a coordinating weekly kit, which I will show you. I'm just starting to work on it, but here is the current sticker set that I have so far, and I'll be adding to that. Hopefully I can get that up right away so you can order it for the last week or two of July because it's coordinated to that month's color. So if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you taking the time to join me for this video, and I hope you found it useful. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you next time.